This is the 1959 moller console. So, finally got in the house today. It feels great. We're still gonna have to hook it up to everything. Um, it's gonna be expensive to minify everything. Show you some of the features here. So, each manual has what's called tracker touch. Just kind of a cool way to feel like you have a old tracker organ, but still having it electrified. It's a good compromise. There are 82 moving draw knobs. So we have the pedal down to about here, and then we have the chancel pedal. You have the chancel swell, the gallery swell, gallery grate, chancel grate, and the choir. So it's basically, it was two organs kind of in one. Now, a lot of the stops don't make sense. They didn't make sense in the original spec, and the previous guy who owned it changed a lot of the stops around, so it doesn't make sense. Like, for example, there is no mixture on the gallery grate. There used to be one. So I'm gonna probably re-engrave a lot of the knobs, change them out to the correct specifications. Some of the knobs are kind of flimsy, so this trumpet right here, you can pull it right out if you're not careful, because the way it locks at that angle, which is not great, because you want it, of course, facing the right way, so you kind of have to be gentle with that one. All the rest of the ones don't seem to unlock, so I can't move them around at the current point. There is a lights for all the moving divisions, so you have 3 swell. So this is the, here, try to get the light down here. So you got the chancel swell, regular gallery swell, you got the choir division, and you got a special Carolina bells one. We got the crescendo on the right here. You have also a bunch of toe pistons, so right and left. I'll have to count those later, but I think it's 15. You have 17 coupler tabs, so all the pedal ones are here, so great, swell, choir the pedal, and you do at the 4-foot. You have, this is all the grate couplers, so swell to grate, choir to grate, and chancel swell to grate. You can do it at 16 and 4 on each, except for the chancel swell. You cannot couple that at, you can only couple that at 8-foot. And the choir couplers here, so swell choir and chancel grate the choir. You can couple the chancel swell. And you can do the swell at 16 and 4 to the choir. So the way to get the biggest sound will obviously be couple everything here, because you can also play the chancel grate on the, so let me show you how that works. Alright, so on the left here we have these kind of cool looking buttons, and it's because it's these, since each of these manuals are kind of like dual purposed. So say if I just want to play the gallery swell, I press that button. Now I'm just playing these stops right here. So if I just want to play the chancel swell here, I hit this button, that pops up that one. So now I'm just playing these stops. And if I just want to go back to playing both, hit the middle one. Resets. Same thing, so chancel grate, gallery grate, both. And here's an interesting one down here. So this is for the pedal division, actually. It's not for the choir, since there's no there was no chancel choir division. The chancel is actually a pretty small division on both sides. But if I want to play just the chancel pedal division here, down on my pedals, I can do that, or I can just play the gallery pedal on here, or both. I don't really see a point of using this one as much, because there's really no point. Maybe for if you just wanted to solo the chancel organ, you use that. You also have unison buttons here, so choir unison, off, on, Great unison off on. I don't know exactly what this. I think it's because this was hooked up to a player organ. So you have a player button here. So that's switch to player. This is just regular church organ. Yeah, crescendo light as well there. You also have a Swiss forzando light and the wind light, which means how you started it was over here. You hit the green start button, and it would start up. The light would come on, the wind light would come on, and when you wanted to stop, you hit the red stop button. You have a thing here to control clock a bit. I have no idea how this works. I have no idea what even that does. I have no idea what that key does. That's definitely going to have to figure out. This, I'm going to have to figure out as well what kind of weird plug that is for my lights up here. I'll have to rewire that. So, if I open everything up full, not squeaking. So that's all the divisions full. Crescendo up full. Doesn't have a lot of resistance like the Allen did. So divisionals, you have what's called the full organ divisionals, which is in reality is just general division. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Down here 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you have the swell divisionals. You have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You also have the chancel swell divisionals. 1, 2, 3. That's something unique. I like that, how the chancel divisions actually have their own divisionals. Great obviously has 6. Chancel Gray has 3. Down here's where it kind of gets interesting. So these ones to the left are actually pedal divisionals, which is, I've never seen this on any other instrument. Because usually they're right down there, right? You know, they're next to they're on toe pistons, but no, they're also here on the manual. And there's the choir divisionals here, and you actually have chancel divisional, pedal divisionals here. Again, I don't know how I would really ever use those. Maybe interesting. Cancel button. This is the combination adjust button, aka the set button. Pretty self-explanatory. Swell the pedal, grate the pedal, choir the pedal, standard. Swift forzando, aka the 2D button. And you have all swells to swell. I have a feeling if I pressed this on the original organ, what it would do is I think all my swell shoes, all of the swell boxes would be controlled by the swell division. Again, I don't know. This organ was replaced back, so this was built back in 1959, was replaced in the 1970s by a Schlicker. Probably because the stop list here makes absolutely no sense. Like, let's start with the great division. So I have principals at 8, 4, and 2. So my 8, 4, and 2. I have a quintadone at 16 to help boost it. I have a quint at 2 2/3. Where's my mixture? The mixture was actually used to be right here, but the last owner changed it to a 4-foot violin. Why do you do it? I don't know. So it would have been 8, 4, 2. I don't know why the 8's on top of the 4. Again, I plan to probably, do is, this will be, so the chimes will be moved down here because we have clarionic bells on the choir as well. So I'll probably repurpose this one as another stop. What it will do is, so this will be, I'll move this one down here, so this will be 8. 4 will stay down here. I'll move the 2 up to here. Mixture will go here. I'll repurpose that. 16-foot will probably become a 16-foot principal. Quint will stay a quint. And I don't know what this will be. Probably like an 8-foot flute or something like that. I'm debating whether getting rid of the 16 and 4 couplers, divisional couplers, and the unison coupler. Just to give it extra oomph in the grate. You have one reed in the grate, which was borrowed in the original organ. It doesn't even exist in the choir division anymore, but it was the choir trumpet harmonique. And you have, of course, 4 and 16 and unison couplers. Again, I don't know if I want to keep them. I generally don't use interdimensional couplers that much in my organs. Going to the choir division, or let's do the chancel grate. You have a raw bourdon. You have an 8-foot viol, 4-foot haute flute, A 4-foot clarion. Again, I don't know why, but you do. This is not in the original spec. 2-foot octave and a 4-rank mixture. Well, 2 to 4 rank. I just always call it by the most ranks. And then you got a unison off. Over here, you got the clarion bells again. Again, it's a duplication, so I'll just repurpose this one over here on the grate. You have a Erheisa at 8 and 4. You have a Dociana at 8. You have a flute triangular. I've never seen this on any other organ except, I think, an old Aeolian organ before the merger with Aeolian Skinner. I like it. It's unique. You have a Erheisa Celeste, so you have your Celeste on a choir division. You have a 2-foot Bockflaut. You have an 8-foot Nazam flute, so you have flutes kinda at you have like so many flutes on this division. You have no principal in the choir. You have a Voxamana, which you of course use with a tremolo. 8-foot clarinet, and I'm assuming this is what used to be the trumpet harmonique, but the owner actually replaced it with a fox hunt horn because he was a fox hunter. I'm actually going to keep that because I like unique stops. They're very cool. You have, of course, again, 16-4 and unison couplers. Over here to the swell division. This is actually probably the most complete division in my opinion, other than the pedal. So you start down here with 8-foot Rohrflaut, 4-foot principal, a 2-foot Bockflaut. So that you can have kind of like a principal chorus right there, or you can use also addition the 16 Rohrgedeckt to boost it a little bit. Use a 4-foot Rohrflaut to give it some more oomph. And then use the plein jeu mixture to cap it off. You have, of course, your strings, so fill the gamba and the celeste. You have an 8-foot bassoon and its 16-foot counterpart. However, the 16-foot is used in the re-chorus, so 8-foot trumpet, 4-foot clarion, 16-foot bassoon. So, nice sound there, I'm assuming. Again, I don't know what this organ sounds like. I don't even know what the organ looked like before this. I'm in contact with this. Organ was at First Presbyterian Church in Summit, New Jersey. It was Opus number 9210 by the Moller Company. It's very limited knowledge, and I want to see if I can get some more knowledge on it, because I like to know about it. You again, of course, got your couplers, got your tremolo, chancel swell. Again, pretty complete division. The swells are actually nice. So you got the Gems horn, 8-foot principal, for Flachflaut. To be honest, I have no idea what that is. I guess it's some sort of, like, nice German flute. Don't know. 2-foot principal, 1-foot octave, 2 2/3 Nazard. Don't know why these are kind of flipped around. It should be underneath if we're going up division size. And of course, I got that 8-foot trumpet. Remember that pulled out, so I'll have to fix that one. Pedal division. In addition to the swell, is probably the most complete division. So let's actually start with a chancel pedal. So you have a 16-foot Bourdon, and you have a borrowed 16-foot Gedeckt, the Rohrgedeckt, from over here. I'm sorry, I'm not very good with the camera. Not used to doing this. Got an 8-foot principal, 4-foot octave, and an 8-foot Rohr Bourdon. And then you have the unison off for the chancel pedal. That's my chancel pedal. And then we have, for the actual pedal, we have, starting off, a 16 Quintadon, 16 Bourdon, and a 16 Contrabass. So you got Strongs and a 16-foot Erlheiser. Strong 16 foots. You also have a Resultant at 32. Principal at 8. That one's actually kind of hard to move, so I'll have to lubricate that one, I think. Borrowed Erlheiser from choir. A lot of borrowing on this organ, I've noticed. 5 1/3 quint, so some kind of mutations on there. I'm assuming it was supposed to make a cornet. 8-foot Bourdon, 4-foot octave, 4-foot knock horn, 2-foot knock horn, 2-foot octaven, and a 3-rank mixture. So we have all the mixtures on the organ. So we have a 3-rank, a 3-rank, and a 4-rank over here on the chancel grate, and there was supposed to be a 4-rank on the grate. So technically there should be, in terms of all the mixtures, it would have been, do the math in my head real quick, so 6 and 8, yeah, it'd be 14 ranks of mixture alone, which is pretty cool. Pedal, blah, it is late, I'm sorry. We got quite a few reeds on the pedal, so we have a borrowed 16-foot bassoon from the swell, probably a lighter, nice pedal reed, a 16-foot bombard, 8-foot bombard, 4-foot bombard, probably just big bombards to cap it all off. Oh yeah, this also has a clock in it that doesn't work right now, but I'll fix that. So the pedals, there used to be, I think the owner put switches in here to start up, because he had it connected up to some pipes. I'll go and stand up real quick, show you around. So cool thing is it has a bent back bench. My other Allen did not have that, so I actually like that because it gives me a nice little stable connection. You got a roll top that came with it. Very nice wood finishing. It's got little chips in there, but not that bad. It's from 1959, back when woodworking really meant something. Look at that design. And here's the back of the monster. Absolutely insane. So just to get it modified, and so of course since it's 1959, this actually had. Let me see if I can actually show you, kinda. Get down at the bottom. There is a chamber. I don't think I could get to it. Maybe it's on the other side. I think it's over that direction over there. There is a pneumatics chamber, and everything on the combination ran on the pneumatic system. And also, since it was the 50s, they used an external combination system to keep all the combinations. So it will have to be completely converted to solid state. In addition to having a controller working with the pneumatics to make any combinations work. So, basic plan for this so far is going to be, step one's going to be getting the money to convert it just to MIDI, so that would make my manuals work, all the couplers work, and all the stops work. That's got some boards, some MIDI works. That's about $2,500. And from there, in order to make the pneumatics and the combination systems work, I have to buy from either Peterson or Walker Technical, and that is gonna approximately, I'm gonna guess, around $6,000 to $7,000. But to be honest, right now I just want to get playing, and even that means I just have to hand register everything, even if it's 82 moving draw knobs. It's so many. Absolutely. And this thing for a 3 manual is insane. And it's all because it's 2 organs packed into one. And you might ask, well, why don't you put on a 4th manual? There's maybe a little room, but the problem is it'll ruin the roll top, and it will probably ruin the position of the music stand. Plus, it'll mess up the really nice looking console. And I did that with the Allen, and I'm not happy I did it when I added on the 3rd manual to the Allen, because the Allen was 2 manuals. Yeah, they gave me an additional manual to work with. And also, some of these are a little loose, so I'll have to fix that as well. I didn't like it, so I want to keep this still 3 manuals. And the way it will work, so I mentioned previously, I want to connect this back up to pipe really long time in the future, when I have my own place. I want to build a kind of really big concert hall for it. It will kind of be like a big barn, to be honest, but it'll have at least better acoustics. Because with the amount of stops here alone, I'm gonna estimate it's probably going to be around 100 ranks of pipe. So it's going to be a long time just for being able to buy that much amount of ranks. Not to mention buy the property and buy the. I already have plans to buy the property, but buying building the building and buying all the pipe work is going to be a pain. I have to figure out how I can reorganize everything. I kind of have my own organ building rebuild community helping me out with all this, and I want to say thank you to all of you for helping me with this project so far. You've been great. The idea, I think, was either we will keep it as separate chancel divisions, or we'll just keep it in one big case, and the chancel division, so the chancel pedal will just become part of the pedal, and the chancel swell and chancel grate will actually become individual solo divisions, so the chancel swell will become probably like the solo, and the chancel grate will become like the bombard. Big French sound, and the way it will work, it'll be similar how it did here, so you can like either do both and grade, or basically counter with kind of using the existing system on it. But this is definitely one of the cooler purchases I've ever done. I'm going to try to keep you guys all updated on it. This is my organ. Alright, I'll upload the next major update that happens to the console. But I'm glad after purchasing it, I think I bought it in November, December, it's finally inside my house. I can finally start work on it. Alright. Good night, everybody.